One. All right, welcome to the Athlete's Grind, presented to you by 5-Star Athletics. I'm your host, Ray. We got a national champ in the building tonight. So glad to have Shamar Hurd, 24, recruit, wide receiver, running back. Man, the list goes on. 3-time national champion, 10-time All-American. There in Chippewa High School, Michigan, Clinton Township, Michigan. One of the fastest sprinters ever to come out of Michigan. He hadn't even come out of Michigan yet. So, Shamar, thank you so much for joining us tonight. How you doing?
Man, thank you for having me. I'm doing good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And listen, man, we don't. There's a long list of Shamar's accolades that we weren't able to get to. But if you follow his Twitter, Shamar, let's go ahead and put it out there right now. What's your Twitter where people can follow you?
Follow me at Shamar_Hurd on Twitter.
Absolutely, absolutely. You guys go check out Shamar_Hurd on Twitter. You guys can keep up with all his latest highlights. He's got his mid-season highlights up there. Wide receiver doing his thing at the flank position. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But Shamar, before we get into that, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Man, I'm a goofball, you know what I'm saying? I like music, and I like to play video games. I'm a big Warzone fan, so outside of sports, I like to chill and relax and enjoy the time I got before heading on the field or track or whatever.
Got you. And we mentioned you're a 24 recruit out of Chippewa High School. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. But just tell us, how are your grades right now? What's your GPA? What's your favorite subject?
I have 4 A's, a B, and a C right now. I don't know my GPA at the moment. It's like a 2. It's like a 2.6, 2.7. But you know what I'm saying. Man, it can always get better, but I say it's a good school, man.
Gotcha.
I like it for the academics. I don't like it easy.
Absolutely. And Shamar, you talk about not being easy, man. It's a lot of things in life not easy. We're gonna talk about that because you don't make it so easy on the football field or the track, man. But so we're gonna get into that. But before we do, talk a little bit about your career goals. We know you probably want to play football and run track at the next level and professionally as well. But what are your career goals after sports? What do you want to do?
I want to own my own jewelry business. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to college for business and marketing, so I want to have a few different businesses going on and be able to market my own stuff. So kind of say something's mine. I don't got to pay somebody to run over it.
Right. Okay. All right. Entrepreneurship. We always respect that. Always salute that. Okay. And before you get on the football field, before you're running track and things of that nature, you're setting these records and things of that nature. But what are you listening to, man, to get you in this mode that you beast mode all the time? You ready to dominate? Like you got the killer instinct. What you listening to, bro?
I listen to a lot of Lil Durk, Lil Papa, Anti the Menace. Listen to a lot of him too. So they get me in the zone because they just be talking.
Right.
They really be getting me into the zone.
Okay, all right. And then what about any role models? Do you have any role models that you're looking up to, whether it be professionally, anyone in your life right now?
I look up to a few people. I look up to Drake Bell. You know what I'm saying? The former Lions running back. I look up to my coach Derek, my track coach. He's really more than a coach to me, and I also look at to my uncles and stuff like that.
Okay, all right. Now you seem like this humble young man sitting in front of us, man. You got a lot going on for yourself, but how would your friends describe you? If we want to learn a little bit more about you, how would your friends, your family members describe you? You say you're a goofball, but what else would they say about you?
Man, they'll probably say I'm crazy because I like to have fun. So they'll probably say I'm crazy or I'm hype, but like I'm really the smartest, funniest guy out the group because you can have fun and don't be smart, but I just be, I don't know.
On some next level stuff.
Yeah, I'm just next level. Like, a teammate could just be minding their business throughout the day. Come out and just smack their helmet off. That's just me. Like it'd be no reason I wore, and I'll walk away like nothing happened. So
right. So let's talk a little bit more about that. Let's talk about how your teammates, on the field and on the track, how would they describe you? What is it like being around Shamar?
two different guys. You see, you got football field me, and you got track me. Now, football field, I'm more like relaxed. I goof around. I say random stuff.
Okay.
I say random stuff. And then on the track, I'm just like, I'm hyper. I'm energetic. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot more energy on the track. That's because, mainly sitting around. We ain't got to worry about, hitting people. And
Right.
we don't got to remember all these different plays for the next series. It's just it's different guy there. I get to run around and have fun, really. So that's really it.
And talking a little bit more about that, you kind of just told us some of the things that you like about track, but what are some of the things you like about football as well?
I like the contact of football. I like to make people miss. I still think I'm a big body at times. So you can ask my coaches. I go up to them, and my coach is probably like 6 foot. So I go up to him. I'm like, no, I'm big body for real. I'm like, you don't want to run into me. I'm staying at like 5'9", 5'8". So I can't really, say much if he was to go in the pass, but I'll run somebody over. I still run somebody over.
And Shamar, speaking of that, man, we've been watching some film, and we don't want to give away your plays, but man, you run some plays up the seam, and that safety is right there, man. So just talk a little bit about just the mentality. You know what? I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna run any pattern on the field. It doesn't matter to me where the hit is coming from. I'm gonna hold on to the ball. So talk a little bit about that mentality that you have.
We kind of got to think about it as that's the last ball you're ever going to catch. That's the last opportunity you're ever going to get. You don't know what play. You can go to block a play and, mess up and break your ankle. Now you out for the season. So, once you get the opportunity ball in the air, you have to look at it as like, bro, that's my last. That could be my last chance to go to catch a ball. Right. So, you just got to go at it with heart for real.
Right. And kind of speaking on that, I think that's probably maybe the same answer coming up, but I got to ask you, what's going through your mind, man, on the kickoffs, on the punt returns? If you guys haven't noticed it, man, you need to go check out his page, Shamar_Hurd on Twitter. Bro, you taking kickoffs back, man. You all over the field. What's going through your head before you even catch the ball?
First, I got to see if they're going to kick me the ball. So it's just like, you're like, we expect them not to, but if they do, it's like, oh, appreciate it. Like one Stevenson game, they tried to kick it far away from me. I ran to go got it. And man, I found the ball. I was like, I'm taking this back to the house. Like they stupid. Anybody who decides to kick the ball deep on us is not in their right mind. So I just kind of, like, me and my team laugh about it. The goal is to try to get me, to get the return. But like, if they kick it deep, but like, we don't know what they was thinking.
Right. So right. And talk about, talk a little bit about exactly what that does for the team when you do have a big kickoff return. Like, how does that energize? How does that motivate the team? What goes on when that happens?
It gives them it's like a big boost, or our coach would like to say, it gives the team juice, you know what I'm saying? So, you get one big play and it's like, yo, we finna go out there and now we finna score, we finna do all this extra stuff. Right. It really gets the team fired up, and you tend to play better when you have fun.
Right. And talk a little bit more about the football before we jump on track, Shamar. Talk a little bit about how the team what the team goals were before the season there at Chippewa High School in Clinton Township, Michigan. Talk about the team goals, what's going on right now. Are we in position for playoff position? How's the season going right now? Talk a little bit about that, Shamar.
Our seasons are going good. Before the season started, we had 3 goals. It was to beat our rivals, win the MAC Red, and win the state championship. Those are the 3 goals that we had. And unfortunately, we wasn't able to beat our rivals. We wasn't able to win the MAC Red. Mm-hmm. We are 5-2 on the year, but we stood. We should definitely have a long playoff run because those games that we lost, we lost it to ourselves. That team necessarily didn't have better talent than us. It was just, simple discipline and stuff like that. So, I mean, we're still a great team. We got one of the best wide receiver quarters in that. So, we take pride in that. We got one of the best QBs. We take pride in that as well. We just try to put everything together.
Right. And you still got time to do it. I would say so. So, and we wish you a long playoff run, as you said. And, you talked about the team goals, but what were your goals specifically coming into the football season?
Well, my goals, at first, like before the season started, I was like, man, I'm about to get 1,000 yards receiving. But I mean, like that's just anybody, anybody gonna talk and be like, no, I'm finna get like 2K yards. Like, my goal is to get 1,000. It still is to get 1,000. You
Mhm.
know, so I gotta have some breakout games to get there, but
Right.
you know, it's still a go. Rocky. It's still a go to my bad. It's still a go to get there.
Right. And before we get on track, you know, what's your training routine for the football season to get you in shape, to get you conditioned, to get you out there ready to take the hits, ready to take the punishment of the whole season? What's your routine? We don't need the whole routine, but you know, what's some of the things you do to get ready for the season?
Um, Really, to condition for football, I just run track. I run track
Mm,
about like 9 months, 8 months out of the year. So, you know, so I go to football and running, you know, 5, 10 yards with a 20-second break ain't nothing after,
right.
you know, running the 400. So, um, but the workouts and stuff getting there, like when we do summer camp for football and stuff like that, it's hard. Is, you know, a lot of mental reps, a lot of yeah, I say just a lot of mental reps, you know,
Right.
and then putting it on the field.
Right. And you know, going on to track, you know, we talked about you being a 10-time All-American, setting some state records, being #1 right now, under 18, 400 meters. Talk a little bit about how you're able to stay humble with all of the accolades coming your way, because as we talk to you right now, you wouldn't even know that we were talking to a #1 USA right now. But, you know, talk a little bit about, you know, how you were raised, what it takes within you to continue to maintain your humbleness through all of the accolades that you've been getting and earning.
Well, I've never been the person in general to like brag, like, oh, like I've never been that person in general just to brag, like, oh yeah, I won this, I won that. You know, I kind of just I do it. I'm happy for myself, but it's like that's that. You know, you can't change it, or somebody could break it. You know, it's really 90% of the time I try to look at it as I have the record for right now.
Right.
So it was like, you know, somebody. The goal is for nobody to touch it.
Right.
But if they so happen to do, you know, I can't be heartbroken by it. You could just keep setting the record. You know what I'm saying? So that really like gets me there. One to keep setting the record, one to expand it. It's also taught that there's somebody out there working it. There's always somebody out there working harder than you.
Right.
Somebody could be doing, golly, somebody could be doing what you should be doing at the
Right.
moment that you're
Right.
not. So
Absolutely.
that's really it.
And talk a little bit about your training routine in track and field and some of the coaches that have helped you out to get to this #1 under 18 400 meter record. Talk a little bit about that, Shamar.
Um, Man, it was a battle. Uh, you know, we had injuries going in for the track season. We had a hamstring strain like 4 weeks, a month before our actual states,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to run 2 weeks after that. And recovery time was 2 weeks,
Yep.
so it was starting that off was hard. Going to states and winning states on a strained hamstring was also a challenge, I say, for myself. And
Yep.
then you know, once I get in AAU, you know, we started taking it slow, and it was a lot of speed and endurance training.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we we watched I don't know if you know him, but we watched like Justin Braun, you know what I'm saying, how he ran his
Yes.
400, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Norman, how they pace themselves. So we kind
Right.
of like, you know, we kind of knew what we had to do to get to the next level.
Right. So hold on, man. I can't let this slide. So you're a 24 recruit and you're already looking at professionals and patterning your running ability after them and making sure that you are able to achieve some of the things that you've been able to achieve. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
Wow. So now I gotta put you on the spot, man. Is it football? Is it track? Is it both? Do you want to go to school, go to college for both? Like what's your mindset? What's your thinking right now?
Well, looking at everything right now, not too many guys run a 46.02 at 16. So, so I don't think there's too many guys out there. So,
Right. Absolutely. And you know, if we were to ask you, because we seen some colleges on your Twitter, we're not gonna mention any names or anything like that, but if we were to ask you, if anybody would ask you, hey, if you had a couple schools that you have not heard from that you would love to hear from, who would those schools be? Do you have any in mind right now?
I'd love to hear from Clemson, Kentucky, and I say Michigan. Michigan.
Clemson, Kentucky, and Michigan. And is that for both football and track and field?
Yep.
Absolutely, 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 absolutely. And Shamar, before we get you out of here, man, we definitely got to ask, what's going to be most important to you as you look to make your decision, in the next year or so, where you're going to go to school, or even earlier than that. You may commit before that, but what are you going to be looking for in a college program to make your final decision as to where you're going to go?
I'm gonna be looking at the connection with the coaches and how safe I feel in the environment. So, what I'm saying? If I have a coach that I can, talk or we can hang out after, workouts, somebody that could basically be like family to me, then, that's the type of connection I want. I don't want him just to be coach. I like to, have him as a friend, as a coach, respect him in all different, areas. And I also like to be in a place where I feel safe to go out and hang out and explore. So that's really it for me.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. So I'll leave it there. I totally understand where you're coming from, and that makes perfect sense. And Shamar, before we get you out of here, we definitely want to get you the floor right now, man. Any shout outs that you want to give, anybody you want to say thank you to, or you want to say what's up to before we get you out of here?
I like to say thank you, 16 Ways Foundation, Coach Derek for helping me improve, on track. Because I never thought I was, gonna run track like that. My family kind of figured, because everybody else in my family did, but I didn't think I was gonna take it that seriously. So, thank them for that. That helped me in life as well. It's not just, as track. It helped me as a person. I like to thank Eastside Eagles. That's where I first found my love for football. You know what I'm saying? Coach Nick out there, he's the funniest coach that you ever probably come to contact to. And then Chippewa Valley for, getting me a shot, let me be a part of their program and represent them. I appreciate that for them. So yeah, that's basically it. Everybody who gave me a shot, I like to say thank you.
Well, I think you've been paying it back well, Shamar, and hopefully that continues. You continue to keep performing and be the humble young man that you are, and you're gonna go places that you never thought, Shamar. So greatly appreciate you joining us. Continue. Best of luck on the season. We'll catch up with you again once track season comes around. This was not our only time talking to Shamar Hurd, #1 U.S. track champ right now, national champion, 10-time national champion that we're talking to right now, speedster on the football field as well. Got a lot of accolades. Shamar_Hurd at Twitter right now. Go ahead and follow him. You'll see a lot of great highlights. So Shamar, thank you so much for joining us. You take care of yourself. All the best. Stay healthy.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.